Hey Meredith, Grant here. Just wanted to quickly go over the proposal with you, okay? So I gave you a suggestion of using smaller hydrangeas along here. Okay, so this way they're dwarf varieties. They don't grow too tall. You don't lose all the foliage in the backside of these trees. Perennials in here, which are unknown. In regards, we can look at that in more detail if you decide you want to do that. All right. The stepping stones, to have these all line up, you still need to leave like a 4-inch joint or a 6-inch joint of grass between the patio and the stepping stone. So for that to work, all these stepping stones in here would have to be picked up and shifted out further in here, okay? Then the stepping stones that you have currently over here, you have some stepping stones, we can take those and relocate those in here to cover this area. All right, so basically this whole area would all be reset. We checked underneath your current stepping stone. There's 3 inches of stone dust as the foundation. So we can use that same method, excavate down, put in 3 inches of stone dust, and use a rubber hammer to pound it down into place. So I basically just have a labor in here. It's about a day and a half or a little bit more than a day and a half of labor to reset all those. Okay, roughly 30 man hours or so. Then landscaping wise, we took the green velvet boxwood, which were here. There's 20 linear feet of those, and we put them in here. You might not have enough to carry all the way over. And if that's the case, then we can always buy a couple more green velvet boxwoods to finish off the hedge, just to give you a heads up. Then I gave you a couple of different options for trees, including the Stewardia. Ground cover underneath. Okay, you're gonna reuse the privet. This didn't make any sense. She had left an open gap here. This should definitely be a privet in the corner, because if not, you're gonna look through and see the corner of the fence. This needs to be one solid hedge. So I would leave the privet through here and carry it over. That's going to look much better so you're not looking at the pool equipment or the fence. All right. And then over here, rather than having these boxwoods here, I would slide these over further. Slide these out closer so they're closer in here. There's no strip of lawn in here. That's going to look much better. So that the boxwood hedge would start here, go this way, and then come down. Okay. I would do the pots that she had here and here as decorative. You might add some pots here off the corner of the pool or off the corner of your patio. That's an option. Take out the swing set you're no longer using. Post on Craigslist now, and just keep on reposting it once a week, and hopefully by springtime you'll get someone who says that they want to come pick it up. You probably just give it away for free. All right. If not, it's going to cost you a few $100s to remove it, because you'd have to remove it, chop it up, and take it to city carding and pay to get rid of it at city carding. So it's not a real inexpensive thing to do. So if you can get rid of it for free, that would even be better. I gave you a few options for a tree in the back right corner. Trees that, again, are more ornamental, are not going to grow huge, so they're not interfering with your evergreen hedge of trees along the whole perimeter of the property. All right, taking these privet here and slide them over here, making a note that'd be an 8-foot double gate. You're going to have to relocate the valve box that is there, amongst other irrigation modifications that I could give you a quote for. Based on the final revision as far as what you want to do for landscape revisions. So I can come by and give you a quote on that once we have this kind of finalized as far as where or what you want to do for landscaping. Okay. 2 of the pear trees are on their way out, so I gave you an estimate to replace both of those. Be aware these are a few years older. They're bigger trees. Luckily, I have 2 trees in my yard that are nice, that pretty much are very, very similar in size to the other ones that you have. So it saves you a bunch of money. I gave you a really big price break on the 2 pear trees, as well as the 1 green giant arborvitae to fill the gap over here in the corner. I called a few wholesale nurseries. Your current trees are 20 to 22 feet tall. If you're going to get a 20 to 22 foot green giant, two problems. One is the cost. It's going to be like greater than $5,000 to put it in. Okay, they have to be special ordered, be very heavy tree, need special equipment, and in general, just the cost of the tree from a wholesale nursery is huge. All right, and the other problem is whenever they're grown in the field, they're not going to be trimmed narrow like you have these and trimmed narrow, and hence they're going to be almost 10 feet wide. Right now, your tree is only 6 feet wide. So if you bought a 20 and 22 foot tall tree, outside of it being very expensive, other issue, it's going to be 4 feet wider than the existing hedge. So that's going to look really funny. So I think the better idea is I can get you like a 17 foot tall tree, roughly 7.5 feet wide, which can be trimmed back by about a foot, so it's equal in width. And it's going to be much more affordable. Plus, I have one of those trees left over from a previous job, and it looks really nice. I can send you pictures of it. And I'll give you a severe discount, like almost $1,000 discount versus having to buy the same tree from a wholesale nursery. Okay, so from a pricing perspective, I'm giving you a big discount on the bigger trees. That's kind of my competitive advantage on this project, amongst the fact that we can handle everything and the fact that we know what we're doing. So the privet all get moved down here, 8-foot double gate. Replace the 2 trees, and then everything we talked about was moving one of your cherry trees over here. I measured, it's an 8-inch caliper tree, which means that the tree's been there for a while. It's pretty developed, has a big root system. From my experience, when you move cherry trees, they don't transplant very well, especially when they're bigger like that, because you're going to end up cutting a lot of their feeder roots when you move the tree. So just be aware, you can move it. It's got to be moved early spring before the leaves emerge in the tree. Same thing with the privet. So you only have one window in the spring to move it. But furthermore, it could look kind of ratty for a few years after you move it. And before you move the tree, you want to take down the huge shade tree that's there currently. Take that out, grind the stump. And that should be done this winter. Most tree guys are about 3 months out. So I gave you a local guy's number that we use quite a bit to give you a quote for taking out the tree and grinding the stump. But it's something you should really jump on to be able to, if you want to do that in the spring. Okay. So that's pretty much it as far as scope of work. Then there's also, whatever we remove the stepping stones here, to take out the stone dust, remove the mulch, put in sod here. Back here I just quoted seed because it's kind of in the back corner of your property. You've already got 80% growth there, so I said, you know what, why don't you just put a little topsoil and seed it, and then do it once more just seed it once more in the fall, and it'll be perfect in the corner. So that's an option whether you want to do seed or sod in the corner, but right now in the quote I have seed, topsoil, seed, a little bit of hay. So that's about it. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.